And nobody that's black should be saying rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. I don't care how much of a wrestling fan you are. I'm a wrestling fan too. But he said what he said. Let's throw some on the grill.
I might lose a couple followers over this one, but quite frankly, I don't give two flying. Terry Bollea, the half-wit better known as Hulk Hogan, has passed on, and I, for one, am happy about it. Real quick, I do want to let Death know that this does not make up for him coming for the Prince of Darkness, but it does make it sting just a little bit less.
We jokingly say over here that especially if you don't like someone to an extra level, we will be like, we will detest you when you're still alive, and we will detest you even when you're gone. And there's no better way I would explain the situation of Hulk Hogan, who passed away, who some consider a legend, others don't consider him a legend because of his hateful legacy that he left behind. And because of that, that has really sparked a lot of controversy. Some people are saying there's no need for us to give him an RIP, because he doesn't deserve it. He never liked black people and he was proudly racist. Why would we even give him that? It's not just from the black community, unfortunately, but even from his own community. And I've got all the reactions in here. But hi, my people, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I do hope that from wherever you are watching this from, you are doing all right, and hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. Thank you to all of you that supports me on here. My members, a big shout out to you guys. You do me amazing. Yes, we do have another episode to look at in the house, from the entertainment industry or from the wrestling world. There's quite a number of people that have been passing these few days, right? All of them legends, actually, but that actually included Hulk Hogan, a wrestler. And this man left a lot of bad taste in so many people's mouths. And they're like, we don't need to celebrate his legacy, because much as he had some of the good stuff, but also he had a community that he offended so bad and he never gave an apology. Anywho, we are going to look at some of the reactions from both the black community and some white folks that think he does not deserve an RIP. And we'll come back and talk about it. But you, my people that are watching, what do you all think? Is he a legend to you? And is it okay? Like, do we get to pretend that people are good when they pass on? Or like, we have to watch, come back and talk about it. Just leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
I think our ancestors are working overtime today, because baby, it cannot be real. Hulk Hogan died on the anniversary of his racist rant scandal, where he called black people the N-word with the hard R exactly 10 years ago, okay? July 24, 2015, 8:03 a.m. If this is not our ancestors working in time, now what I need y'all to do up there, I need y'all to go a little bit further for us, okay? Them cankles are already swollen, all right? They covering up his hands and them bruises. Can we get to work up there? And don't forget to take his little minion with him, okay? You're missing the mark. I love this, though, God. I do. And my ancestors, I love this. But I think y'all are missing the mark. Y'all need to reach a little bit further, okay? Just a little bit. But I want to thank you for this great anniversary gift.
Did we just get 2 wins in one day? First, the co-owner of Trump Burger in Houston, Texas, was found in ICE detention center and has lost his business. I guess him and his buddy who opened the business together had some sort of a falling out. And before he could go to court, yeah, he was locked up in ICE detention center on a green card. And then Hulk Hogan, the very well-known racist, dies at 71 years old from cardiac arrest? What is going on here? God, is that you?
Bald, racist, lying Trump supporter found dead at 71. Rumor has it he found out his daughter was dating a black man and he had a heart attack. Anyway, I'm throwing these chicken thighs on the grill later. What about y'all?
Hulk Hogan has passed away today at the age of 71. He died on the 10-year anniversary of his racist rants being leaked online. I repeat, 10 years ago, he said a bunch of racist stuff about his daughter's boyfriend. And 10 years from that day, on the same exact day, he did. The simulation is simulating. But it seems like the internet's up in arms. They don't know whether or not to keep calling him a racist now that he's passed. And I think I have the perfect way to handle that. On a game I would like to call, Is It Racist? Where we come to a final verdict on whether or not Hulk Hogan is a racist. Line number 1, and I will be reading these verbatim. And I quote, Brooke is the black man's son. Now, off the rip, I don't feel like that's racist. I feel like that's him stating the obvious. His daughter, Brooke, was sleeping with a black man's son. Final verdict?
Safe.
Next, line number 2, and I quote, I don't give a if she's dating an 8-foot tall as long as he's making $100 million. That's racist. I don't even know where you're going to find an 8-foot tall. And final verdict?
Racist.
Next, line number 3, and I quote, I guess we're all a little racist. Who is all Hulk Hogan? What are you talking about? Listen, if you would have said everybody was prejudiced, I think everybody has a little bit of prejudice in it. But racist, very, very specific. I'm going to assume you meant prejudice, so final verdict?
Suspect.
Next, line number 4, and I quote, if we go with this, let's get the rich ones. He could be in a Quentin Tarantino movie today. What do you mean if we go? Anyways, final verdict?
Racist.
Next, in line number 5, and I quote, I am racist to a point. What is the debate here? He told us he was racist. And what do you mean to a point? You're either racist or you're not. There is no point. Anyways, final verdict.
Racist.
Next. Now, with a final score of 3 racists, 1 suspect, and 1 safe, I think it's clear to say, Hulk Hogan, your final verdict is?
Racist.
Thank you for playing Is It Racist, where we find out, is it racist? Now, during the times of somebody passing away, we usually give a moment of silence. But for Hulk Hogan, let's give a moment of very loud noise and let him rest. Not in peace, just rest. In the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day. You know I love you and I'll see you tomorrow. But if I don't, stay out of trouble.
Hulk Hogan died, and his legacy may be complicated for some and pretty clear-cut for others. A few of the hits: he was on tape saying the N-word multiple times when talking about his daughter Brooke dating a black person, and even said, and I quote, I'd rather, if Brooke was going to F some N-word, I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million like a basketball player. Guess we're all a little racist. When it comes to the wrestlers, Bret Hitman Hart said that Hulk Hogan viewed him and others just as backup players in the entire game of wrestling. When The Undertaker was young, he tombstoned Hulk Hogan. Hulk played up the neck injury and even went and cried to Vince that The Undertaker hurt his neck. Other wrestlers came up to The Undertaker after they watched it back and said his head was nowhere near the mat. That's when The Undertaker said, okay, I know what you're all about. Jesse the Body Ventura learned in grand jury testimony, when Vince McMahon was giving his testimony, that Hulk Hogan ratted out Ventura to McMahon that he was going to try and unionize the fighters. He is literally crossing the picket line. On top of this, the Macho Man Randy Savage called him disrespectful. The Ultimate Warrior said, and I quote, you know that I know that when you think about the wrestling world, in your mind, there was only room for one Terry Bollea and nobody else. You have a long-running reputation for being a liar and a fraud and a phony. Mick Foley called Hulk Hogan cruel for how his body looks because he said that Mick never trained. Nothing against Mick Foley, is what Hogan said. I didn't have to process my body and throw myself, over the coals into the fire in the glass to make $1. I decided to train and go another way, which is horrendous to state. He also used Peter Thiel and his money, where Thiel is practically running the country along with the other oligarchs, to have their Manchurian candidate in Trump, but mainly also bankroll someone like J.D. Vance. The only reason that he reached the Senate and the VP position is because of Peter Thiel's money. So Hulk Hogan used Peter Thiel's money as a defense to sue Gawker over the sex tape that leaked. He won about $30 million plus. Mother Jones even said, Vance, Trump, and Hogan are vehicles of his ideological ambitions. And when you invest early like Thiel did with Vance, you can receive unthinkable awards. There were allegations of racism via one influencer saying she was fired because she was black with the Great American Beer Company, and he threatened to assault Kamala Harris, also playing up the trope of is she Indian, is she black, when we already heard that song and dance from Donald John Trump. So when it comes to Hulk Hogan, a star wrestler, there's no doubt about it, but a legacy that is murky, and that's putting it lightly.
I don't want you dating your brother. That's what Hulk Hogan said to his goddamn daughter when she told him, hey, Dad, I'm dating this guy, and then he happens to be black. And the goddamn holster, a legend in the goddamn hood, lashed out and just started calling black folks all kind of wild shit, unprovoked. It ain't like, a black dude cut him off for traffic or something. Let this lie, I'm not gonna hold it against you. You still, racist piece of shit. It ain't gonna be held to such a high regard as just dropping hard ER for no goddamn reason. Right? And if you would have told me in 1998, 2000, that the holster kicked the goddamn bucket, I would probably been a little heartbroken about this shit. Heartbroken when the Macho Man kicked the goddamn bucket, but you're not gonna make me feel bad about another racist ass dude kicking the damn bucket. Yeah, he was a legend in the game. Got me through some hard times when I was in poverty. I used to look forward to wrestling. That got me through. But knowing what I know about the Hulkster now, man, I feel nothing.
I might lose a couple followers over this one, but quite frankly, I don't give two flying twin Terry Bollea, the half-wit better known as Hulk Hogan, has passed on, and I, for one, am happy about it. Real quick, I do want to let Death know that this does not make up for him coming for the Prince of Darkness, but it does make it sting just a little bit less. Mr. Bartender, friends, that's a lot of big feelings for somebody best known for lacing up his boots and dropping his leg on somebody. Perpetual made-up patron? What have you been living under, pal? Hulk Hogan was a horrible person. There is literally a 4-hour-long omnibus of that some lies. But you know what? If he was just a bullshit, it wouldn't be that bad. What really makes him a baby back, he went out of his way to be a union buster and fuck boys and girls in the back. And all of that is before he sold out this country to put Save-A-Lot Stalin in the Oval Office. Too bad him and his billionaire bros couldn't do shit hard, huh, bud? The world is officially a better place without him in it, and I won't lose not near a single solitary second of sleep for saying it. One time for the Iron Sheik, the Hulk Hogan. Break his back and make him humble. Well, I guess death did that for us. Y'all keep out and remember that the golden rule will always remain yeehaw fuck the law.
Hulk Hogan died yesterday. This is not mourning. This is a warning, more so to people. I was explaining to my wife yesterday, who was so caught up on like him being like racist and all this type of stuff, and like, you know, to me, lifetime wrestling fan, I've always known this. That was not news to me. While it wasn't beef or like, you know, dislike per se, my indifference towards Hulk Hogan more so came by way of what I would hear his peers and like other wrestlers say about him over the span of like a decade plus. He had Randy Savage beefing with him, the Ultimate Warrior beefing with him for a little bit, Andre the Giant beefing with him, Ric Flair was beefing with him for a little bit. I mean, Shawn Michaels was beefing with him for a little bit. The Undertaker didn't really care for him. Ego was massive in the business and like out of it as well. And I think the last WWE program that he was on, he entered and he got resounding boos. And he's supposed to be like the undisputed, like eternal face. Face meaning good guy for those who are not initiated into this wrestling thing. And I will never not overstate how integral he was in essentially like bringing wrestling as a popular thing to the modern world. Hulk Hogan actually got us from like wrestling to sports entertainment. No Hulk Hogan, no Rock, no Cena, no Roman Reigns. It's that linear. The concept of the guy in WWE comes from Hulk Hogan. You know, Hulk Hogan, the icon, is undeniable, undisputed. But Terry Bollea left a lot to be desired in the personality department. The warning is, if you're in a position in life where you're experiencing a lot of privilege, when doing bad is like almost an inevitability, try to do more good than you do bad. Because the unfortunate and ugly part is that all of you will be judged when you leave. The good parts are obligatory, but the bad parts are always magnified. Yeah, anyway. Someone check on Ric Flair. That's a moral stance to take, and heard you. But I'll tell you this. When you become a public figure, and for whatever reason, you just have a gift, and you can touch people, and you can tap into people's emotions, and all this type of stuff, and you portray yourself as this person, and all this type of things, and that, being the good guy, while it is everyone's responsibility, especially if it's in the medium of entertainment. Intellectually, it is people's responsibility to be like, this is a character, this is entertainment, that might not be who this person is, actually. The problem and the discontent comes when there's been a consistent, like, showing of things like, I don't know, racism. And like I said in the previous video that you're commenting on, that there is a history there amongst his peers in the same industry of him not being the best person behind the camera. And it's not like we don't have these phones, or like it's not like we don't have the internet, and it's not like other people like, Randy Savage have come out and spoke out about Hogan and his dealings with him and misgivings about him. There's been multiple instances about him and the discontent about him. This is not new. This was happening before he died. I don't think people are wrong for voicing how they feel because he's dead, especially when they were doing it before he died. Is it louder because he's dead? Yes. That's what happens every time someone dies. And like, it's not up to anybody to care about his relationships with his family and all this type of stuff because they weren't related to him. They had a parasocial relationship with him, and they are critiquing and voicing disdain about the parasocial relationship they had with him. I don't know if people voicing their opinions about him is right or wrong, but it's how they feel. Just like how we saw how Hogan felt about certain things that are in alignment with the things that most people don't like. So, heard you, but...
Hold on, wait a minute. They disrespecting Hulk Hogan after his death? What the hell he ever do to anybody? He said the N-word. How many times? He was my childhood hero. Damn it, he was a real American. He fought for the rights of every man.
Can we all just get along?
I know we all have mixed emotions about him, but can't we celebrate him now that he's gone? I can't rip it. I get your frustration, but what would Jesus do? So y'all speaking ill on the dead now? No one will let him call me the N-word before. What that got to do with right now? I promise you, he like black people though. He does.
I am a real American. Fight for your rights. Fight for your life.
Oh yeah, there's no question about that. In fact, today, the day that he died, is actually the anniversary of the scandal where he got exposed for saying those racist comments.
Talking about his daughter, Brooke, who he accused of sleeping with an African-American. I mean, I am a racist to a point. But then, when it comes to nice people and whatever, then says, I mean, I'd rather, if she was going to, I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot worth $100 million, like a basketball player.
He also helped prevent the wrestlers union from being formed, meaning that he was a union buster. His daughter Brooke came out not too long ago and said that she was being verbally and physically abused by both of her parents. On a side note, did anybody watch the reality TV show back in the day? Because that's how I got introduced to the Hulk. And then do y'all remember how he was booed at the WWE Raw premiere on Netflix earlier this year? I do not know who thought it was a good idea to invite him, considering the event happened in Inglewood, California, and this dude was an avid supporter of you-know-who, Orange Man Bad. In short, Hulk Hogan lived a very full life, ruined his reputation in the process, and is likely looking up at us right now.
So, it's all over the internet. Got Hulk Hogan. You know who Hulk Hogan is. The big, gigantic wrestler guy that people have been watching all over the years. The guy who does like a lot of the wrestling skits, the stuff that you guys think is real, has passed away at the age of 71 today. And I see a lot of people talking about it. You know, Hulk Hogan would have never gave anybody who looks like me or has my skin color a RIP. But I'm gonna give him a RIP because I know of him. And it's really sad when anyone passes away. But I really don't feel anything because I know for a fact that he didn't like us. He never hid the fact that he didn't like us. You know, but it's very sad when someone passes away, whether they were young or whether they were old, whether they were famous or whether they was just a regular person. You know, I really don't even know what to say, man. But I had to say something. So I don't think we're gonna see people on here crying over him passing away. I don't think we're gonna see people on here spazzing out over his passing. 71 years old, you're up there in age. That means you lived a pretty good life. You lived a really, really good life to make it to see 71. Some people don't even make it to see 7, 17, 18, 27. Some people don't even make it that far in life. He made it that far. He was successful. So I'm letting you guys know that I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel no emptiness inside because this is the man who didn't like us anyway. But because I know of him, I've grown up seeing some of the skits that he did on television in a wrestling ring. I'm gonna give him an RIP. But just know, he would have never did it for us, man. Ever.
It would be Remy, Miss Melody from back in the day.
Miss Melody may have passed away, I think.
She passed away? Oh. All right, MC.
So they said death comes in threes. And over the past 3 days, we had 3 celebrities that lost their life. Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and now today, Hulk Hogan. But this one is a little different because it feels like the simulation is simulated. And we all know Hulk Hogan, let's call him Terry. Terry wasn't fond of certain things and certain people. But today, Terry passed away on a very crazy day. Today, 10 years ago, Hulk Hogan was fired over a racist outburst that was caught on tape. And like I said, today, the day that he passed away, marks 10 years to that incident. Now, I need you to do a little bit of research because there's a couple of things that I can say and there's a couple of things that I can't say on this app. But what I will say is this. I want you to find out what Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan have in common. And when you find that out, I want you to come back here, jump in these comments, and say you know. Because, like I said, The simulation has been simulating today, this week, recently. You get the point. I'm out.
Now, I am not so much into the entertainment industry, but growing up, I think I used to like wrestling. Now, when I grew up, I think my feelings are so gully. When I see people wrestling, I feel like they're hurting each other, to be honest with you guys. So please don't laugh, but you are allowed to laugh. It's okay, it's all right. But you guys are going to let me know. You have seen the arguments people are putting down. And of course, in the comment section of some of these videos, there are people that are saying, he repented, he passed on a changed man, and therefore we should give him some grace. And I want to know, do people, like, is it allowed for people to pretend like they didn't like you in life, but then when you pass on, they say all these beautiful words, and they're like, oh my God, a legend is gone. Oh my God, we're going to miss him. Like, is that okay? Because to be honest, for me, that is not realistic. And that's literally just pretending. And one of the things that happens in our community, Black people, this is one thing that we have in common, both Black people in the diaspora and Black people on the continent. We do not sugarcoat our feelings. If we don't like you, we tell you. And that's why sometimes people really hate us, because we say how we feel. Whether it hurts you, let it hurt you, but at least you know how we feel about you, right? Same thing over here. If you are fat, you probably are going to be upset when you come to the continent, because guess what? People are going to tell you you are fat, not because they want to offend you. In fact, it is just like a statement to make. So your feelings are going to be hurt so bad, thinking this person wanted to get to your, like, into your skin. But to be honest, that's not what they were about. Just made an observation and, thought out aloud and told you. Because where we come from, you can tell me I'm fat and I'm okay. I'm like, okay. So that is like a reminder, oh, you're fat, you need to do something about it, right? And I see this in the Black community a lot, and this is exactly what we are looking at even right now. These people are like, we never liked you in life. So what is going to change our mind? You never changed your mind when you were still alive, and you want us, like, people want us to give you grace when you offended us. Yeah, we will detest you. We detested you when you're here, and we still detest you because you never changed your perspective on us, right? And then to make matters worse, it is believed that this man, entertainer, actually was a supporter of Trump too. Which is literally the worst combination of all, racist and then a Trump supporter. Because people believe you can't be a Trump supporter and you're not racist. So that makes such a beautiful combination that people still stick to. But I want to say that to all the influencers, to all the entertainers, to people that are out there in the limelight, your words will outlive you. Your actions will outlive you. That's exactly what we are looking at right here. One of the speakers in here said that when God gives you grace and you have that ability to appeal to the public, and you have so many people that are interested in watching you and connecting and engaging with you, and they can listen to you, please and please and please watch out for your actions. Now, I don't think he was trying to say that you have to be perfect, because nobody is perfect. Like, people can be perfect, right? But when it comes to publicly and proudly pronouncing how you don't like a certain group of people, that is a choice that you make, right? And so I completely understand where he was coming from, right? So to all the public speakers, Black and white, because we have seen it is not only Black people that had a problem with him. Definitely there's quite a number of palm-colored people that had a problem with him too, because of the way he lived, because of his habits, because of his words, right? And there are those that are calling and considering him a legend, and there's no problem with that, because we have a saying over here that it cannot taste good for two mouths. What might taste so good to you, I might be like, that is nasty, right? It might be nasty to me, and that's okay, right? But when you make a constant choice every day of your life to live like this, to live hateful, to tell a certain group of people, and then when you pass on, they are expected to also, because we do have black people in this industry as well, and of course they are expected to come out to, send some beautiful words and be like, oh my God, he inspired us, he did this and all of that. And probably there are some that have done that already, but then there are those that are saying, you know what, he don't deserve it. All right. So your words, your actions will outlive you. So you have to mind which kind of legacy that you have left behind. Yes, you contributed to the wrestling industry, to the entertainment industry. People loved you, inspired a lot of kids, inspired a lot of, people that are industry again, right? But then there are things that are just so hard to not see. Now, to my people, okay, come here. Because personally, I feel like we need to give these people to show who they are. Because then scriptures say we will see them by the fruits they bear. Okay? And when we see them by the fruits they bear, we are not going to probably even be talking about them and all. We know who they are, okay? And to be honest, it doesn't matter what he said. It doesn't matter how hateful he was. That does not describe any of you, all right? So normalize seeing hateful people and know that this is eating them. This is the hate that is eating them in the heart. This is why a lot of them be rotting deep down in the heart, because they're just hateful. And normalize knowing that some of these people, it's not because, it has nothing to do with you, to be honest. It's just them as individuals. They are just retarded. And that's who they are. And with their retardedness, do not let them take you the same road. I don't know if I make a lot of any sense here, okay? Do not allow them to take you the same road. That's the destructive road they are on. Because again, what he said, he might have said it just in that instant, right? It's going to live with his generations too, because that's legacy. You leave a legacy behind. All right? And again, we are beautiful. And to be honest, hating us does not make sense, because you guys have given so much to the world, right? But then people still hate you. So that's why it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them. They're hateful. And not all of them, not all palm-colored people. That's why I judge a person as an individual, right? Because there are even those in his own community that condemn him. But hey, would you give him grace? For me, I just brought opinions of people, and of course to add in a few bits of me. And I want to know what you'll think, because for me, for today, I think that's it. Y'all are beautiful. Y'all are courageous. Y'all are resilient. Y'all have given so much to the world. And even if the world is not willing and ready to appreciate it, you have someone over here that appreciates you for who you are and praying for you. And hopefully you're staying safe, hydrated. And God bless you. To the man, his life is done now. It's time for him to face some of the things that we probably don't know. But hey, it is what it is. We all have to follow that road. I do love all of you, and I'll see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie. Stay blessed, and bye.